What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk to you on Lucid. Despite everything and the broader market pulling back, so the Nasdaq is down 1.64%, Lucid is green, even outperforming Tesla. So I want to break it down on some of the current data points, what's been coming out in the whole EV sector, and everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So currently it is up 0.95%. Market has been open 1 hour. 9.46 million shares have been traded. 34 is the average. These are some of the transactions that have occurred on the secondary market above $100,000. So far, only 3 transactions, so not all that much, but it's kind of optimistic because based on the bid, the ask, and the selling price, most of those are buys. So big money behind the scenes is maybe starting to look at Lucid despite the mixed kind of results so far. So when it comes down to data points, shorts are very hesitant about Lucid because there is no news, no SEC filings to really justify Lucid being green today. The broader market is massively selling off. But within the whole EV sector, a lot of kind of good data is coming out, not correlated to Lucid, but maybe that's giving some optimism. So Tesla did unveil their numbers, so they did have a beat on their production for 2023. You can kind of break it down right here. So it does show in Q4 Model 3, they did have about 476,000 in production. And then for deliveries, 461,000. And these are kind of the overall numbers. 2023 total numbers for production, 1.8 million. Or I guess just over that, but still, regardless, 1.8 was the target. So they did exceed their target. So this is something that Lucid hopefully can achieve within this decade. Maybe not those production numbers, but this kind of growth. But aside from that though, Rivian also did unveil their numbers. Oddly enough, that is down about 10%, give or take right now. So Rivian is down 10.4%. And so when it comes down to them, they did exceed their production targets, but they did miss on their deliveries. So this is where I guess it kind of hits home to Lucid. Lucid has done okay somewhat. Take that with a grain of salt. Don't kill me already. With production, but their deliveries, there's been a ever growing kind of lag, and Lucid has given a lot of explanations in the past, and I don't know, it's getting very tiresome, and the market clearly is not really having anything with that. But like I said, despite the mixed results out there, shorts are hesitant, but Lucid is green. So let me know your thoughts on that. Overall, shorts are increasing 2.61 million shares, 24.27% of the free float is being shorted, 214.85 million shares overall are being shorted, and cost to borrow average is opening up a lot lower in comparison to, I guess, last Friday, so 2023, and it is 6.15%, so kind of low for that. And through the interactive broker, short availability does indicate that there's around 8.7 million shares available to be shorted. So that has gone up quite a lot. As I've signaled, most likely a lot of big money has been buying Lucid for the purposes of lending out. So not necessarily the best. And we can kind of look over here at the ownership on who might be doing that. Of course, there's 1.73 billion in institutional ownership. Lucid's always had that from the get-go. Like a lot of institutions have always really liked Lucid. So the good old PIF, I can't anticipate them lending out any shares. So most likely it is the runners up. So either Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street. I know State Street, from what I've read, they are very much not necessarily the most honest individuals in the market. But then again, what do I know? I'm not a financial advisor. You guys always do your own due diligence. But regardless, it did have this bump up as a result of clearly big money just lending shares out. But shorts are hesitant about Lucid being green whatsoever today. Options wise, kind of optimistic. So $309,000 in calls being purchased versus 170 in puts. Sentiment wise though, 59% of all the options activity today is bullish. So people are anticipating for Lucid to continue to trend up, which is very interesting. Looking at some of the call options that are being purchased, it is anticipated for it to be above 450 by the end of this week. Looking at puts though, it is anticipated for it to be below $4. So both extremes. I have talked on over the weekend, I think I did a video on Friday or Saturday, whenever, I talked on some expectations for this upcoming week. And there's a lot of big things coming out that could really rock the broader market. And I'll kind of give you a quick overview of that. So starting off on Wednesday, the FOMC meeting minutes. Thursday, there is ADP non-farm employment. And then as well on Friday, there is non-farm payroll. So two very big indicators linked to consumers. So that definitely should shake up the broader market. So we'll see how all of that does turn out. But so far, there has been no recent analyst ratings. So last one was done, I think it was about 5 or 27 days ago. Bank of America, John Murphy, 56% success rating. So once Lucid does unveil their numbers, which should be probably at the tail end of January or potentially early February. Lucid, oddly enough, always is about 2 weeks prior to their earnings release. They're never really in line with Tesla or Rivian. They kind of like to do their own thing. And especially if the numbers are bad, they like to really hold on to them and unveil them right before the earnings. But who knows, maybe we could all be very much pleasantly surprised with Lucid's numbers. So let me know your thoughts on Lucid. Have you been buying? Have you been selling? What have you been doing? And it does look like, based on so far the technicals, it has been holding up. So a lot of volatility. So $4.29 is the high. So it bounced off of this pivot point. So it's trading between this S1 and the pivot. So 414 is going to be a very strong support that you'll want to watch for it to hold, then vice versa 428. So overall, it is rather tight. So you might just see it kind of trading within this range up until tomorrow when those meeting minutes do come out, and that could either propel the market higher, so take maybe Lucid to the 440s or 450s or whatever else, or potentially cause it to trend down. Let me know your thoughts on Lucid. A couple of things as well. Number of retail investors are getting in today. Stochastic, you do see it very oversold at 14, but despite the oversold status, you see a bearish sentiment starting to form. So red line above the black. No matter what, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And as well, if you do like a lot of this information, such as analyst ratings, ownership, forecast for upcoming earnings, take a look at Interactive Brokers for all of this information to be completely free. Just click on the link in the description below or the comments. But with all that said, I appreciate all of you watching.